holy crap, whiffing that Reaper Scythe may still get them punished, because that is gonna be a big cooldown, and they did lose their task for that for basically nothing now.
Still 16 seconds. You can still say goodbye to the last outer objective in the long run. No matter how much they defend it, eventually the creeps will shove it in. But yeah, double damage in the river. Anku just gunning for the Octarine core. We saw Mixa build in the previous game.
Radiant are scanning.
We're gonna see Ethereal move and jump around as I think his map control is kind of lagging because he always needs to back people up just like now to enable this MRLS kill, but they will at least, so I guess the mid laner's job is to make space, and Tiny is the one that's now gonna split off of the team to farm while everybody else pushes the mid lane. 0-10. Choose to sacrifice this tier 2 tower over on mid lane for this. No chance to defend it without the Reaper Scythe. And a massive stampede. Uh-oh.
It's more defensive than aggressive though.
Yep. He has to get out of there. At least he will. So that stampede was still worth using. Because if they would have lost him after pressing the stampede, I think immediately Elena Flex would have fallen to the Tiny. Just going in saying, hey guys, we know that you don't have the stampede anymore and now don't have a tank.
Still, we're at minute 40. Warwick now has his build. He is looking to finish off a BKB, which will most likely take over the Magic 1 slot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
With how much work the BKBs have been doing, one more BKB could be everything needed to end this game once and for all, but this initiation is going to be a bit awkward. As Centaur War Run, he's going to be found by one, then in comes the second one. Now 3 people are on top of him, but everybody had the time to respond as SF is in position to use the BKB beautifully. Will be forced to back off with Tiny slowly running at him, however. And now Undying is keeping the Necrophos occupied.
Makes a buyback stampede.
Alive. Dark Willow.
Makes a buyback stampede.
Nope, I don't think so. I don't want to use it. Moose is gonna die for that, but
that's a sacrifice they're willing to make.
All of that space, it could definitely be worse. Okay, so now they're gonna need to defend for a minute and then really clean house with the Stampede, because when Ember went down, I thought that fight could have become beautiful. And it did look like it until SF and Necrophos were both caught out of position at the exact same time.
Okay, but the Tiny can only scale so much. Now that the Swift Link is done, Echo Saber plus turned into the grappling hook, the harpoon. Oh, good catch though.
Oh, with a catch like that, he doesn't need to scale. SF, he's taking almost all of his health as damage. Gonna die before Necrophos can even come in. Necrophos gets nullified, has a BKB just for that. Is trying to hold its own against the Tombstone. In comes the Grimstroke. Better late than never, and with the double Reaper side, Warwick gets the cleanup. Tiny now dead for 100 seconds, no buyback. They get the Tombstone. Can they get themselves out though? As Dark Widow still wants to chase. MRLS is gonna go down. Necrophos.
Or I can just go back.
He finally got a shard.
Get him.
And I'm not sure if the shard load
Flood them.
enough.
Oh, waveform? I think he should be fine.
Ethereal.
Oh, he loses as well.
Nope, I don't think so. No BKB to answer the nullifier anymore. Warwick, oh, he did hold the shroud at least. Is just tanking 4 people solo. What a chat. Loadstorm from the center, he's still being kept alive. Round number 2, they say, as in comes the Tusk now. Necrophos, he's not gonna die in a whimper, but in a scream as Warwick finally falls to waveform, but with the center then he's gonna have 1 return kill. Now, however, Moose locked down in a corner and only the Centaur is left alive. After that, cannot chase down any other targets. Is just gonna try to harass everyone away, make sure that nobody can push until his teammates are respawned. But that is a dangerous game to play because you are technically still 1 versus 3 and Mixer will even use the solo Stampede. But the Stampede alone may not be enough. Can he get the Ember? He can! Tiva's Guard plus double edge is just barely gonna cut it. Pun very intended as Centaur. I think he's not gonna be able to get anyone else, but he completely saves 0-10's position in this game there.
The fact that Adi saw that way from survive that whole fight was just so ridiculous, but I love it. What this fight in and of itself was a minute and a half long.
Oh, I can catch my breath after that one, holy crap. But
Yeah, for
this,
sure. But Nesfear was the one that made the mistake, right? So, because Mixture was the one who died.
yeah,
And then that basically just caused a series of unfortunate events in general. But still, shout out to Warwick, and of course, shout out to Anku. This nullifier is just such a hindrance for the Necrophos. And even though BKB helped, right? Trying to survive the whole ordeal. Uh, Eventually the BKB runs out, and the Nullfire's cooldown is just way too short.
Dire are scanning.
Necro also doesn't have that many more defensive items that he can build. He can replace the Aghanims with something. But for now, we get the Centaur. Find a beautiful catch on the Dark Widow. They even commit the Grimstroke ultimate for good measure, just to make absolutely sure there's not going to be a TP follow-up or whatever. And 0-10, they go into the Roche pit. Eager to claim that Aegis, but
It's the Requiem that was a way too much of an overkill for a Pixie boy. I don't know, man. This is just too much. If they don't get a core kill after this, on top of it, right? And especially Yawai. Uncle would be great. See the Tiny. Onisun is out. And of course Yawai should be as well.
no,
Or
he's not. That's the one kill they are
this
gonna.
this bottom lane is just so crushed for both of these teams.
Oh, what's the term 644? Both saw that Tiny
That's
was
some
was waiting for in the last one, because this Tiny, he did so much work every single fight. But that's why now that he's dead for 100 seconds, I don't think there's anything to stop this game from ending.
One more buyback. Here we go.
It's now or never.
如果风突然吹过那路口，我不会停留，因为我知道皇后的雨伞再没有出口。就算有一点记忆突然之间着了火，没关系，只要是你再次回眸，闻到那阵烟火，熟悉的声音过，尽量表现洒脱，心却在颤抖着，该说些什么呢？喉咙被卡住了，演练好几次的剧情全崩塌了，到底要怎么解脱？是逃避还是慢动作？好像都不太好过，遗憾症该怎么破？还不如就放开手，为什么要想那么多？多贪恋一点温热，算不算最坏的结果？如果风突然吹过那路口，我不会停留，因为我知道往后的余生再没有出口。就算有一点记忆突然之间着了火，没关系，只要是你再次回眸。那阵烟火，熟悉的声音过，尽量表现洒脱，心却在颤抖着，该说些什么呢？喉咙被卡住了，演练好几次的剧情全崩塌了，到底要怎么解脱？是逃避还是慢动作？好像都不太好过，遗憾症该怎么破？还不如就放开手，为什么要想那么多？多贪恋一点温热，算不算最坏的结果？如果风突然吹过那路口，我不会停留，因为我知道往后的余生再没有出口。就算有一点记忆突然之间着了火，没关系，只要是你再次回眸。
海南是我们的家，每一层海风都藏着牵挂，海口的街巷藏着少年的盛夏，几楼的余晖漫过人间的喧哗，三亚的晚霞落在海边的白沙，来往的行人写下各自的牵挂，三沙的浪花守着南疆的海峡，清澈的碧海托起国土的伟大，顽强的铁塔向着星空出发，升空的火光耀去心底的梦话，琼海的流水淌过小镇。